Charge me 200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3-4 hours. My neck start hurting. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant cost?
3, just for the pendant. Here, this is Antarctica. It's the big boy. This is what Christine called it, Antarctica. It's the chandelier. I might have seen Bill DJ Khaled with this song. It's that big boy, you know.
How much is it worth?
$2 million.
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. Let's spill the tea on today's hottest drama. Big Meech just came out swinging at 50 Cent, and this time, he's not holding back. The Kingpin is calling out 50 directly, accusing him of straight up manipulating his own son, Lil Meech, and driving a wedge between them. Sources say Meech is heated. He believes 50's been planting seeds, turning Lil Meech against his own blood. And now the whole family bond is crumbling in front of the industry's eyes. And with tensions rising fast, this beef isn't cooling off anytime soon. See, things were already shaky once Big Meech got out of prison. But the real spark? When Meech was spotted getting cozy with 50's longtime rival, Rick Ross. That alone set off alarms across the hip-hop world. And now, Lil Meech is stuck in the middle of a messy war he didn't see coming. At first, Lil Meech stood tall with 50.
So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it. I'm just talking,
Even showing mad loyalty on social media. But recently, that loyalty's been looking shaky. The way both father and son are now rolling with Rick Ross is sending a loud message. They're flipping the script, and 50's not part of the new chapter. But what really blew this up? Allegedly, 50 went for the jugular, dragging Big Meech's parenting through the dirt. He accused him of being a toxic influence and even claimed Meech pushed his son toward a wild, reckless lifestyle full of bad habits and partying. This ain't just music beef, it's turning into a full-blown family war. Now here's where things get even wilder. Word on the street is Big Meech and Lil Meech are plotting a major comeback move of their own. Rumor has it they're teaming up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather to create their own version of the BMF series, one that could go head-to-head with 50 Cent's show. But not everyone's convinced this is going to play out in their favor. Insiders are already raising eyebrows. Fans are warning that teaming up with powerhouses like Ross and Floyd might backfire. Those two don't move without big money in mind.
I don't even understand that you know, the way we grew up, you're supposed to spend no more than 10 or 20% of what you make. You know what I'm saying? So you can have.
Some folks are whispering that Meech and his son could just end up as pawns in a bigger game, used for clout, while the real profit goes to the bosses behind the scenes. Still, one thing's crystal clear. Big Meech is done playing nice. He's pushing back hard after 50 came for his reputation as a father. 50 publicly threw shade, accusing Meech of being a bad role model, even blaming him for Lil Meech's wild lifestyle and poor choices. That hit deep. Then came the real shakeup. 50 fully distanced himself from Lil Meech and even started hinting that the BMF series might be wrapping up. That move had the internet in a frenzy. Trying to do damage control, Lil Meech reportedly reached out to 50 personally, trying to keep things smooth. He claimed that the viral photo of his pops with Rick Ross wasn't personal, just straight up business. But the damage? Already done. Lil Meech tried to clear the air, but the way he did it just stirred up more mess.
What's the best memory of 50 Cent?
Best memory of 50 Cent? Ever since I met 50 Cent, he's always been stand up and probably the most truthful person I've ever met. Just being with him everywhere, seeing nice things all the time since I was born. So I always knew that he was doing something. I mean, I don't know, it could have been anything. So I had a fun childhood, crazy.
He allegedly told 50, F Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he could pay his bills till next season. This internet stuff got me twisted. You know me in real life. But 50? He wasn't trying to hear none of it. His response was ice cold. What next season, little ninja? That one line said it all. Word on the block is that Lil Meech's time on the BMF series might be done. And to make it worse, 50 kept pushing the knife deeper. He clowned Lil Meech's whole future, joking that since he's out of BMF, his next gig might be popping up on Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta. He even said, "I'll call Mona Scott for him later today." Sheesh. That's straight up humiliation on public display. But 50 wasn't finished. He spun the block and dragged Big Meech and Rick Ross right back into the fire. He pulled up old footage of Lil Meech chillin' with Rick Ross's daughter, Toei Roberts, back when they were allegedly involved. And 50 used it like ammo, blasting both Meech and Ross for being trash mentors and giving weak guidance to the next generation. This ain't about TV checks no more. This is raw and personal.
I find myself. My dad was calling me from jail every day. He was like, "Man, what you gonna do?" Like, shit, I don't know. I always knew I wanted to be my own person. It's just hard, to live up to my dad's name. And he called me one day, he's like, "Man, they looking at Terrence Howard and Nipsey Hussle. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to play me, but you gotta go to acting class so you can get ready." So I met 50. 50 put me in acting class for 2 years in LA. Invested in me, paid for the acting class. I had to go every day, 2 times a day, 5 days a week. In the morning, in the afternoon, come back home, study again, do the same thing the next day.
Wow, a ball player.
Yeah, but I put in the work though, and it showed me that 50 couldn't get me the job. I had to get myself the job. My dad couldn't get me the job. They would have hired somebody else that already had acting experience. I had no experience, so I was coming.
Every move is calculated, every post, every jab, it's all meant to hit where it hurts. And now, with Big Meech standing his ground and refusing to fold, this war is far from over. And guess what? 50 just reignited it again, calling out Rick Ross for going ghost when real leadership was needed. 50 Cent kept the pressure on, now flipping the spotlight onto Rick Ross. He blasted Ross for popping up now that Big Meech is out, acting like family, but doing absolutely nothing for the Flanoras while Meech was locked away. In a post, 50 snapped, "Why didn't Ross look out for Meech and send him to acting school? Big screech. All your people were out here doing nothing for him."
Lil Meech got Richard Millie's Chrome Hard jeans, 10,000. I buy some Chrome Hards for 10,000? I might wear them shits for.
Now he's home thinking he's the Black Pablo Escobar, and you just messed him up. Ouch. Then came the biggest flex. 50 reminded everyone that he was the one who really held the Flanori name down when it mattered. While Meech was behind bars, 50 said he wasn't just talk. He created real opportunities, gave the family a legit shot, and helped reshape their image through the BMF series. But it didn't stop there. 50 hit back with a ruthless claim. Lil Meech already blew through everything he earned from the BMF show. He said flat out, "I helped your family make over $5 million legit. It's not my fault it's all gone now." That statement had fans split. Some dragged 50 for cutting Lil Meech off just over a business photo with Ross. But others backed him, saying after putting in years of support, cash, and platform building, 50 had every right to feel betrayed, especially after he's the one who gave the Flannery name a whole new legacy through TV. Now the industry voices are chiming in, and things just got even messier. One of the loudest reactions came from Boozy, who didn't hold back. He straight up said he was disappointed in how Lil Meech handled the drama with 50. Boozy pointed out that Lil Meech's message to 50 was way too soft, especially after 50 publicly came for his dad. According to Boozy, if he was in that same position, the response would have been straight smoke. He made it clear, once someone disrespects your father on a public stage, it ain't about business no more. It's personal, and your tone better match that heat. But 50? He wasn't about to let Boozy throw shade without clapping back. In a slick response, 50 doubled down, saying he's the one who's done more for Lil Meech than anybody, even Big Meech. He reposted Boozy's interview with a savage caption, "I did more for Meech than anyone in his life." Boozy, that's why he responded like that. If he ever gets locked up, I'm the first person he calls. And 50 wasn't bluffing. He claimed that every time Lil Meech hit a rough spot, whether the public knew or not, he was the one stepping up. One example? 50 said he even covered rehab expenses after finding out Lil Meech was allegedly hooked on whippets. That's right, laughing gas. Then came the biggest bomb. 50 claimed the drama ain't really about that Rick Ross photo. It's about jealousy. He's saying Big Meech couldn't stand watching someone else become the father figure to his own son. Apparently, the root of this whole mess runs deeper than fans thought. According to 50 Cent, Big Meech was never comfortable with how tight he and Lil Meech became while Meech was locked up. 50 broke it down himself. I think he felt some type of way about how close me and Meech got. I'd be telling him, don't do this, save your money. But his dad would hype up the old street stories like it was cool. 50 said it straight. While he was trying to guide Lil Meech into legit success, Big Meech was romanticizing the past and messing with his son's mindset. One moment that really raised eyebrows, 50 revealed that actor Russell Hornsby noticed Lil Meech acting off during filming, and things got real serious. Turns out, during a weapons training session, Lil Meech started vomiting on set. Later, they found out he had whippets stashed in his truck. That's compressed gas used to get high. 50 even admitted he had to Google what whippets were, and was floored when he realized how serious it was. But even after all this, 50 claims neither Big Meech nor Lil Meech took a step back. Instead of reflecting or fixing things, they're doubling down, making public power moves that look like straight shots at him. Now the father-son duo are fully locking arms with Rick Ross, the same Rick Ross that Lil Meech was just dissing in his message to 50. That flip-flop move, it's got folks thinking this fallout ain't just emotional, it's tactical, and it's getting real messy. Back then, Lil Meech swore it was just business, but these latest moves, they're screaming something way different. The entire industry did a double take when Big Meech and Lil Meech popped up in Miami, shoulder to shoulder with none other than Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, two of 50 Cent's biggest enemies in the game. If that wasn't bold enough, Lil Meech added fuel to the fire by posting slick photos with both Ross and Floyd, captioned, "Real Power." Yeah, a direct shot at 50 Cent's hit show Power. That wasn't just petty, it was personal. Then came the real smoke. Just days later, Lil Meech dropped another photo on Instagram. This time, him and his dad standing next to Mayweather. That silent post, it said a lot without saying a word, and fans instantly started speculating something major is brewing behind the scenes. Now the blogs are buzzing. Word is, Big Meech and Lil Meech might be locking in a business deal with Ross and Mayweather. The rumor? A brand new film or series based on the Black Mafia family. Something that would go toe-to-toe with 50 Cent's BMF show on Stars. To make things even messier, Rick Ross recently said he's interested in producing his own BMF movie. That comment hit hard, especially with 50 already telling the official story on TV. But here's where it gets tricky. Ross might be jumping the gun because when it comes to the rights, trademarks, and contracts tied to the BMF brand, that ain't just something you remix without permission. And 50's already deep in that game. This whole situation's getting legally messy, real fast. If Ross and the Flenoris are really trying to cook up a rival BMF project, they're gonna run straight into a legal wall. Here's why. Sources close to the scene say Rick Ross might want to drop a BMF movie, but he can't move an inch without 50 Cent's green light. Yup, 50 still owns the exclusive TV and film rights to the BMF story. That contract's locked down tight, and it ain't going anywhere, even with all this drama swirling around the Flannery family. So unless Ross is ready to go through 50 directly, his little side project might be DOA before it even starts. Meanwhile, 50 ain't slowing down one bit. TMZ just confirmed that his G-Unit film and TV team is already expanding the BMF universe. Next up, a full-on biopic focused on Tammy Cowens, the woman behind the scenes who helped handle the business side of BMF. That move could open the door to a whole new era of the franchise, bringing even more layers to the story. And now, the tides are turning. More and more fans, and even industry insiders, are siding with 50. They're calling out Lil Meech for fumbling a golden opportunity. He had one of the most high-profile roles in TV, and instead of building something solid, sources claim he blew everything. We're talking millions gone, allegedly spent on designer fits, iced-out watches, and a flashy lifestyle with no plan for the future, no savings, no investments, just vibes and bad decisions. What really lit the internet on fire wasn't just the spending, it was how loud Lil Meech made it. He was constantly flexing on social media, draped in designer drip like custom chrome hearts jeans, and even bragged about dropping $2 million on an iced-out watch. The posts were non-stop, but now, critics say the consequences are even louder than the flex. As this saga spirals out, people are asking, what's really next for the BMF brand? Can these flashy alliances with Ross and Mayweather rewrite a story that 50 already locked in stone? Because according to reports, Lil Meech didn't just blow a bag. He torched nearly $5 million, all on luxury whips, high-end fits, and ridiculous jewelry, with zero investments or backup plans in sight. And the red flags didn't go unnoticed. Tony Yayo stepped in and exposed even more behind-the-scenes drama. He claimed Lil Meech was moving wild, allegedly asking artists like Lil Baby to cover Big Meech's expenses while turning around and splashing $100,000 on a single pair of designer jeans. Yayo said what everyone else was thinking. The math wasn't adding up. Meech was out here asking for help while flashing crazy wealth online. That contradiction had the whole industry side-eyeing him, including the BMF team itself. But the part that really stings? Lil Meech admitted that before 50 Cent gave him a shot, he was lost. No vision, no direction. It was 50 who stepped in, saw something in him, and gave him a role, a name, and a lane. And now, he's out here risking it all over ego, alliances, and poor choices. Let's not forget, 50 Cent personally invested in Lil Meech long before the cameras rolled. He didn't just hand him a role. He paid for 2 years of professional acting classes to make sure Meech could hold down the lead in a high-stakes TV series. That's not a casual favor. That's a major bet on someone with no formal training. 50 could have easily gone with a polished actor, someone seasoned and ready to go. That would have saved time, budget, and headaches. But instead, he rolled the dice on Lil Meech and gave him a shot most people in Hollywood dream of. That kind of loyalty? Rare. And for a while, people thought Meech understood that. Fans assumed he'd protect the role with everything he had. But instead, his wild spending, clout chasing, and reckless moves made it look like he thought the spotlight and the money would never run out. Like there'd always be another check waiting, no matter what. At first, when the beef between 50 and Big Meech went public, Lil Meech had the crowd on his side. People saw him as trapped between two powerful men, just trying to keep peace. Some even blamed 50 for cutting ties so fast. But now, with all this behind-the-scenes tea spilling out, and Lil Meech proudly linking with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather in what looked like a straight-up diss, that sympathy is disappearing fast. The narrative's flipping, and folks are starting to say what 50 hinted at all along. Lil Meech wasn't caught in the middle. He chose a side. And that choice might have cost him everything. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.